Meliboeus Tityrus, neath the broad beech canopy reclining, on the slender oak rehearse your sylvan ditties. I from my sweet fields, and home's familiar bounds, even now depart exiled from home am I, while, Tityrus, you sit careless in the shade, and, at your call, fair Amaryllis bid the woods resound. Tityrus Meliboeus, 'twas a god vouchsafed this ease to us, for him a god will I deem ever, and from my folds a tender lamb oft with its life blood shall his altar stain. His gift it is that, as your eyes may see, my kine may roam at large, and I myself play on my shepherd's pipe what songs I will. Meliboeus grudge you not the boon, but marvel more, such wide confusion fills the countryside. See, sick at heart I drive my she-goats on, and this one, O my Tityrus, scarce can lead for mid the hazel thicket here. But now she dropped her new-yeaned twins on the bare flint, hope of the flock and ill, I mind me well, which many a time, but for my blinded sense, the thunder-stricken oak foretold, oft too from hollow trunk the raven's ominous cry. But who this god of yours? Come, Tityrus, tell Tityrus to city. Meliboeus, they call Rome. I, simpleton, deemed like this town of ours, whereto we shepherds oft are wont to drive the younglings of the flock, so too I knew whelps to resemble dogs, and kids their dams, comparing small with great. But this as far above all other cities rears her head as Cyprus above Pliantosia towers. Meliboeus, and what so potent cause took you to Rome? Tityrus, freedom, which, though belated, cast at length her eyes upon the sluggard, when my beard gan white to fall beneath the barber's blade. Cast eyes, I say, and, though long tarrying, came, now when, from Galatia's yoke released, I serve but Amaryllis, for I will own, while Galatia reigned over me, I had no hope of freedom, and no thought to save. Though many a victim from my folds went forth, or rich cheese pressed for the unthankful town, never with laden hands returned I home. Meliboeus used to wonder, Amaryllis, why you cried to heaven so sadly, and for whom you left the apples hanging on the trees. 'Twas Tityrus was away. Why, Tityrus, the very pines, the very water springs, the very vineyards, cried aloud for you. Tityrus, what could I do? How else from bonds be freed, or otherwhere find gods so nigh to aid there? Meliboeus, I saw that youth to whom yearly for twice 6 days my altars smoke. Their instant answer gave he to my suit. Feed, as before, your kine, boys, rear your bulls. Meliboeus, in old age, you happy man, your fields will still be yours, and ample for your need. Though, with bare stones o'erspread, the pastures all be choked with rushy mire, your ewes with young by no strange fodder will be tried, nor hurt through taint contagious of a neighbouring flock. Happy old man, who mid familiar streams and hallowed springs, will court the cooling shade here, as of old, your neighbour's bordering hedge, that feasts with willow flower the hybler bees, shall oft with gentle murmur lull to sleep, while the leaf dresser beneath some tall rock uplifts his song, nor cease their cooings hoarse the wood pigeons that are your heart's delight, nor doves their moaning in the elm tree top. Tityrus, sooner shall light stags, therefore, feed in air, the seas their fish leave naked on the strand, Germans and Parthians shift their natural bounds, and these the Ara, those the Tigris drink. Then from my heart his face and memory fade. Meliboeus, but we far hence, to burning Libya some to the Scythian steppes, or thy swift flood, Cretan Oxes, now must wend our way, or Britain, from the whole world sundered far. Shall I ever in after-time behold my native bounds, see many a harvest hence with ravished eyes the lowly turf-roofed cot where I was king? These fallows, trimmed so fair, some brutal soldier will possess these fields an alien master. Ah! To what a pass has civil discord brought our hapless folk for such as these. Then, were our furrows sown now, Meliboeus, graft your pears, now set your vines in order. Go, once happy flock, my she-goats, go. Never again shall I, stretched in green cave, behold you from afar hang from the bushy rock. My songs are sung, never again will you, with me to tend, on clover flower, or bitter willows, browse. Tityrus, here, this night, you might repose with me, on green leaves billowed. Apples ripe have I, soft chestnuts, and of curdled milk enow. And, see, the farm roof chimneys smoke afar, and from the hills the shadows lengthening fall,